Just yesterday, I was in Flatbush. A woman called the police on a 9-year-old, 911, because she said he allegedly touched her. And so people are doing things that are not in the best interest of our communities. When someone attacks one of us with a stick because of their ethnicity, because of their sexual orientation, or because of their religion, that's wrong. And so we have to make sure we continue to keep the unity in Crown Heights. I'm proud to be a member of Crown Heights. I'm proud to be part of the Lubavitch community, which I've been working with for over 25 years, maybe the president of the school board. And I just want to say today, God bless Crown Heights and God bless you all. Thank you so much.
This press conference is co-sponsored by the Anti-Defamation League of New York and New Jersey. And now I'd like to bring up to the podium the Regional Director, Evan Bernstein.
Thank you so much. It's difficult to be here now, 2 press conferences in a row. We've had a rough weekend here in New York. It took place in the Upper East Side. It took place in Borough Park on Sunday, Crown Heights here yesterday. First, I want to thank the NYPD Hate Crime Task Force. I want to thank local law enforcement for all the work that they're doing to try to prevent these things, to be able to look at these things analytically and look at these crimes and do everything possible to keep this community safe. But this has been a very difficult 24 hours for the Jewish community in Brooklyn. 2 distinct assaults. We've already had 12 anti-Semitic assaults in New York State this year. There were 11 last year. 9 of those assaults happened in Brooklyn. That's a problem. It's a problem we need to recognize. There's a lot of progress that's been made. The leadership here behind me is a great example of that. The melting pot, the wonderful melting pot of Crown Heights in Brooklyn. But more needs to be done because people are hurting and there's fear. And we need to do everything in our power as a community to stand up against this kind of hate. Hate cannot become normalized. We've seen the normalization of the swastika in our community. We cannot see normalization of anti-Semitic assaults in our community. Where does it end? It ends here. It ends here with this leadership. It ends with us trying to get together to do more, to get the others speaking to each other. So much of bias is learned. We know hate's learned behavior. The only way we push back on that is through education. The man that committed the crime yesterday was a teenager. We do not want this to define his life. We want to be able to educate him against what he did and explain to him that this is wrong. He has a long life to lead. We cannot allow this to define his life or define this community or define this moment. And I certainly hope that we don't have to come together again. But we need to do everything in our power as a community to not allow this to become the new norm. Assaults on Jews cannot become the new norm. And I know with all of us together and all of you, we can do that. And make our Brooklyn, make our New York a safer place for everybody, for all minorities. Thank you.
Thank you. We will not normalize hate. Next speaker is Rabbi Eli Cohen, representing the Crown Heights Jewish Community Council.
I want to begin just by expressing my thanks both to our public advocate, Letitia James, to our senator, to our assemblywoman, to our council member, to all the office holders and elected officials who've participated in this, other state representatives, to the ADL for being here. It's important that we know that we don't stand alone in this. It's important that we know that the entire society, regardless of race, creed, color, is coming together and saying that this is not going to be acceptable. It's an important statement that's going to be made, and it needs to be made over and over again, and we're thankful that you are here quickly to make this statement and to make sure that the message goes out. I also know that the New York City Human Rights Commission is represented here. We thank you for coming, and it is a fundamental human right to be able to walk down the street securely and safely, and that's something that we all stand for. So I want to end just with a prayer. I also want to thank the young man and the others who were involved in apprehending this criminal right away and reacting quickly. And I want to thank our Shomrim patrol, because the patrols that go out on a daily basis and respond to calls, they assist the police to be their eyes, to be their ears, to direct them to the moment. And we appreciate also the New York City Police Department, who is so willing to work together with us to make sure that these incidents don't happen and they should be responded to quickly. And also the DA's office for immediately calling leaders in the community and saying, we're on this, we're treating it seriously, and this is something important that we need to hear also. And I want to end with a prayer that we say every day. And we ask, Ufros aleinu sukash lemecha. God spread his canopy of peace over all of us. Amen.
Before we hear from our heroes, our last speaker is Meir Shlomo Junik. He is the chairman of the Bridge Multicultural Advocacy Project.
As Rabbi Cohn stated, Crown Heights was always a community that stood as a model for all the city, where blacks, Jews, and all nationalities and Muslims live together peacefully. Yesterday's incident here is a disgrace in a time when we're living in a more educated society. As Evan mentioned from the ADL, a good friend, education is the key. And those people that know Letitia James know that she spent decades fighting for education, for more quality education. The more our kids are educated, the less these things are going to happen. So we have to stand together strong. This is one city. Jews and blacks, we love the city. This is our city. This is our community. Tish, you come from this neighborhood. Laurie, you come from this neighborhood. Diane, you come from this neighborhood. Evan, you understand the work of the city. We have to stay together, be strong, resilient, and tenacious. And together we'll make this a more peaceful city.
Thank you. We represent the collective face of peace and harmony and unity. And now our heroes, Errol Webley, Meir Junik, and Mendy Junik. You want to come up and say a few words? If not, just come up and take a picture. Come on. Sorry. Anybody want to say anything?
I'd like to thank elected officials and everybody here who came to speak out against hate. And let's hope, like everybody mentioned, this should be the last time we should be standing on the street corner. We should only be standing on street corners and celebrating or whatever it is. But I'd like to also thank Webley, my good friend here, my good Crown Heights neighbor, who went out of the way to help and capture the suspect and hold him down until police came. He's a brave man, and I think he really deserves the whole recognition.
Errol, can we ask you a question?
And basically, this shouldn't happen again. It was a scary incident yesterday, but thank God the victim, thank God, wasn't hurt too badly, and thank God the suspect was apprehended. And let's hope this should come an end to this. We shouldn't have to go through all this stuff. And let's hope that things will only be better for Crown Heights, and Crown Heights will definitely be better, and Crown Heights is blooming. And the fact that you see me and him standing together, we're all standing together, that's the testimony of what Crown Heights is all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're here to stamp out hate. So you can stand with me, guys. Any questions from the media? All the hard questions go to the heroes.
Letitia, you're good.
Okay.
How do you feel right now?
They want to know how you feel. Anybody?
How do we feel? I mean, it's thank God the perpetrator was caught. It was a scary moment. I mean, it's an instinct that we kicked in and we chased after the perpetrator. And we knew that's the right thing to do. I mean, if someone needs help, you just can't sit back and fold your hands. That's what every New Yorker should do. Look out for each other. That's what we're all built for. That's what we're made for. That's what God created us. We have to look out for each individual.
Next question.
Tish, you said these incidents are on the rise. Can you step up to the microphone?
Sure.
You think the president plays a role in this?
So I believe that he has unfortunately unleashed hate in our nation. And it's unfortunate that he is not speaking out forceful. But in the absence of leadership from the federal government, there's leadership coming from Crown Heights, there's leadership coming from the city, and there's leadership coming from the state. And the message is clear, and the message is the following. We will not tolerate hate. And if in fact you perpetrate hate or a hate crime against any individual of any race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation, it will not be tolerated in New York State. And we will throw the book at you. Prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. That's the message. It's really all about peace and love and understanding, because hate is a byproduct of ignorance. What we need to do is educate individuals about our differences, but also about our similarities, and the fact that in New York State, we will not tolerate hate. Not here, not ever. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You were speaking about how Trump is this and Trump is that, but anti-Semitism has been here way before Donald Trump. And my real question to you is, it's very nice to speak about how we need to do this, and how do you plan to do that?
So let me just say that that may be true, but the reality is that there's been hate crimes and they're on the increase. And
I asked what you plan to do.
and I'll get to that in a second. And so the reality is that hate crimes are on the increase. And clearly there is a correlation between the leadership in this country and hate crimes on the increase in every category. So let's be clear. 2, as the former city council member of this district, we've stood together time and time again, standing up against acts of crimes, acts of hate.
What do you plan to do to bring
And
people together?
as we've stood together, and hopefully as the next Attorney General of the state of New York, we will prosecute individuals to the fullest extent of the law, and we will continue to educate individuals as we've done in public schools when I financed a number of programs here in this district. Are you new to the district?
No, but you.
No. Are you new to the neighborhood? Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Oh, are you? Yes. Oh, really?
Oh yeah, and also I want to again recognize the representatives from the District Attorney's Office, Eric Gonzalez, and thank him for all that he did. We marched together on a number of parades and a number of rallies, and we marched together again, speaking about peace and unity in the community. Any other questions? Thank you all for coming.